against y'all. I'm being a good teammate. Man, need points.
All right, see your broadcast. Yellow's out.
That good old internet wasn't working at the start of the race.
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good move. I mean, we kept it straight.
Yeah.
17 laps down.
Yeah. Smart.
We'll get it back.
I mean, if I did it, I would have lost probably like 5 more spots there. So, I mean, I don't know. I came from 32nd, so.
We're going to talk about tire strategy now. We know drivers are all going to go in and get those 4 fresh tires. As you see the points right there, John Forbes Jr. going to be the last driver to get 1.
All right, let me give you your spotter back.
I'm lucky dog.
Bonus points.
Your pit stall is going to be very early.
Really came in with a great run here tonight. And Shantarian, Ryan Kelly, Nick Crawford, Gavin Rogers, Bradley Johnson, Drew Chua, Chris Stitz, Cedric Hunter, and John Forbes. Going to be your 10 drivers getting bonus points here at the end of our stage. The field will come to pit road, get their pit stops if they decide that that's where they want to be. Curious if anyone's maybe going to think about what strategies could be thrown here, Justin, because I know later on we might talk about drivers tempted to take 2 tires. Drivers might be tempted, expecting tires to be taken, but do you think anyone risks it early on to maybe take 2 tires for that track position?
As much as I think we would like to see it up,
I would take the wave around, Brian.
Added bonus excitement to already a great race. I can't see anyone
there you go.
Anything but 4 tires, just knowing how tight the track is and how we were able to see drivers be able to pass. Yes, it is hard to pass, but at least there's grooves out there. I think they want the 4 fresh tires, but I can't rule out 2.
There you go.
Like you said, especially if it stays green and maybe at the end someone makes their final pit stop and says, you know what, I'm going to do 2 tires and a little bit.
So that's even better than a wave around.
But right now, it's 1 overshot the pit road. Not going to come out the leader, I don't think, Sam.
I mean, if everyone else has mistakes, maybe you can skate away, but sliding through your box is known to at least lose 2 to maybe 3 positions. With that slide, Brett Stafford takes off, and already you're seeing multiple positions being lost. Fight off a pit road, contact even made. And drivers getting ruthless between one another on their positioning. But it's going to be Nick Crawford, the driver that wins off a pit road. Shantarian 3rd. 4th goes to Ryan Kelly, Gavin Rogers, and Bronson Stafford falling down to 6th. Will move up to 5th as Aaron Smith II finds himself going to be out on track, staying out, trying to lead a lap. We'll see if he's going to be entering pit road this time around. But for us, we're going to see if we can talk to our stage winner, being Bronson Stafford in the 61. See how well he's feeling being up front, dominating after getting the lead after our previous restart. Bronson, it's Sam and Justin up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, hey.
Well, Bronson, you find yourself being the stage winner, dominating most of stage 1. How are you feeling? How's this track feeling so far here tonight?
Feel good. It kind of feels like retro Gen 6, or just going a little bit quicker. So I think it fits Shane and I.
Right here. Hey, Bronson, great job up there getting that stage 1 victory. It stopped there, just slid through that box a little bit. Is that what we looked like? That's what we saw on TV. Is that what happened? It cost you a couple spots there. I'm pretty sure you're fast. I'm expecting to see you get those back.
Yeah, I slid like maybe a foot and just had to back it up. So, well, a few spots lost, but Shane lost a spot as well, and the 70 lost 2 tires. So, I don't know, we'll see. It's can't go just as hard as we did last time. It's we actually have to plan out and run and stuff now for tires and pit stops. So, but yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Well, Bronson, coming through traffic, how are you worried about the dirty air? Because it seems like it's been difficult for some drivers to make some passes so far.
I think it's really hard to pass on the bottom. Just with the top is really good because the bottom means the whole exit. But the car actually feels better in draft, like behind someone. It has a better front end on it. It just grips better.
Leaders coming off 4, coming across the start stripe in just a couple seconds.
It's just how important our position.
16 laps down. We're getting there.
Send you back to your team. Congratulations on the stage.
That's right. You only need 16 more cautions.
All right, man. We're going green next time.
As we send Bronson Stafford back to his teammate at Sky Motorsports, Aaron Smith II did lead his lap and then went into pit road. So gifting the lead to Nick Crawford. Will be on the outside. Shantarian will be on the inside groove. Justin getting that bonus point for the 70 machine. I think that was the key, but now he's got a long road here tonight to try to go for some big bonus points.
He got the bonus point.
For some reason, I can't hear when y'all type.
He's also got about an extra.
There it is. I got it back.
Like going in a little later, so maybe he's thinking something long.
Oh yeah, I could do 16 laps. No gosh, watch
maybe
this.
It'll be something that'll work out for him. But I think, like you said, most importantly, he's got that.
Hold my beer.
But they're lining back up here side by side, so it is going to be quite the show here. Nick Crawford coming out of the pits in the first position. He's going to be the one with the control car.
Well, if you are just joining us now,
That's why I can't show my camera. I got my boat wheel on.
There will be no more stages moving on, but this race, the sun is setting. The track time expected to drop maybe a little bit lower as this race progresses. We had our one on-track incident where Carl Pooler was taken out of the race. Brian McCann missing out on the start. He's currently 16 laps down. He's got just salvage and hope for a bit more wrecks to gain position.
Ready.
And a few other drivers
Go.
kind of nursing their wounded vehicles to the end of this race. But up front, Nick Crawford.
Thank you, Derek.
Are going to be your front drivers.
I'm pretty sure I count a lot more fans in the stand to our right there.
Incredible ISRC 150 here in Chicagoland, and it's Nick Crawford who gets the good run on the outside. It's now going to be 2 by 2 all the way through, with Crawford exiting out of turn 2 for himself, leading this race.
29 inside.
Great restart, better than the 75 behind Nick Crawford. Gavin Rogers going to move into second position now. That's the highest level we've seen him running. Now he's got that little bit of
Still there.
Also to 77, who you were
Door.
being faster drivers on that previous run. But the 9,
Tonight we're just trying to learn the car,
drop back to fourth.
and I'm going to be experimenting some. So
Coming off of last week,
this is a
Left
super
rear,
tight
stay
track.
up.
you got 3 drivers.
Everybody
racing.
Everybody was
clear.
complaining about the right front.
Drew Jewett, the 77, and Christopher Wade in the 53. They had their issues that popped up last week. I know a couple of other drivers here tonight have been blinking with internet troubles.
Oh no, it's only going to take me 15 laps to clear that 16.
But right now, Justin, it's just pure speed. And Drew Jewett knows he needs a good run. A win could solidify him.
98 now inside. Clear.
No, we would like to come.
He way overshot that corner. Back inside.
Over.
You're going to get the run off.
Playoff
Clear low.
Allow you to really train.
I mean, that is when I choose to go. I haven't went yet. Once we get to the go position, that's when I'll do that.
But unfortunately, one of them was already out, and the other one of Brian McCann, he's 16 laps down. Carl Blue's matter of racing.
I don't want to take it 3 wide since I'm 16 down.
36 is thinking win tonight. Get those playoffs.
It'll be
Right,
that
I get it.
guy.
If you don't have
Four inside.
first win, lock yourselves in. Hopefully to get into the next round, and you from there on out to win the championship. And you see right
Again, high side momentum is going to clear you inside.
46 Trent jump, fast in practice. Then he come out to 13, gets so close. Cedric Hunter had Ollie Fonseca underneath him, and Trent jump with that great powerful move to the outside. He's got that riding on the outside. I think he's going to almost get up into the wall there, it looked like.
Almost brushing in and trying to carry as much momentum as possible. And for Trent Jump, it's such a risky gamble to be up there in that 3rd lane, especially when it's
Tell him, Derek.
to slice down, utilize the momentum you're building up. You are trusting the driver in front of you to maybe give some space to a Trent Jump. It just sends it a little bit deeper, tries to keep it equal. It's going to be 3 wide, and the driver,
Hey, Nathan.
biggest movers of the evening, tries to make it
There you go.
moves. The 46 trying to solidify himself inside of the top 5 in each corner, just gaining more and more positions. We know this is going to backfire later on in the run, but here early.
Oh, I hit the chip for the first time there.
Great racing action for the drivers just inside of our
Yeah, a little bit of draft.
I mean, they're going to be 4 going into this corner.
Oh, they're trying to give the space. They somehow keep it together. That should not have worked out at all, but somehow they keep it neat and tidy, just showing the strength and skill that's here in the WSSR Cup Series. And also a little bit of luck keeping it together.
I can definitely see how that right front goes pretty quick.
Almost 4 wide again. This is just inside of our top 10, but Trenton Jump, he's now up to 4th. He's trying to continue his march forward.
He was marching forward, and like you said, is he going to pay the price later on in the run? But he doesn't care right now. He wants to get up there, get in that clean air, and make these guys try and pass him later on the inside. It looks like he's committed to that outside line, and he's just going to keep driving up to 3rd position now. 1.7 seconds back, but ultra fast running that outside line. I mean, he might have a chance to get here in 2nd if he can get through this corner, and I think he might do it.
He is making it work at this time, trying to get by for 2nd place over Edward Sherwood Jr. and for Trent Jump.
4 looking inside, left rear,
All the momentum surge.
door,
The outside groove, the 61.
going to come off even,
With his team at a chance.
It does not like that high side.
left rear,
The biggest mover of all drivers on track, Cody Reed.
Guess I ain't figured it out yet.
Second position. He's now just one position out of our top 5.
you're keeping him pinched down,
In all the moves.
and you are clear, sir.
We'd be on board right here with Cody Reed holding a nice pretty wheel, but making the passes on the outside. And sure, Junior, he was just in second position. Now he's
Did I just hear somebody making passes on the outside?
going to get a
I'm gonna have to learn that line.
draft off the 9 and
Yeah.
send it into the corner to 2.
Yeah,
And so
I'm gonna,
we saw it right there on camera.
I'm gonna learn that outside. Hold up.
2. I feel like running up high to bump isn't as bad as if you're angled, turning down.
5 inside,
These drivers
Oh my goodness, there's a
Hold on,
bump up top.
pulling off. Talk about the cars being tight.
yes there is,
The outside line.
nasty bump too,
These temperatures dropping.
left rear,
He's trying to follow in suit of the Skylar Porch drivers and try to jump. They still have a long gap to
clear left,
our current leader of Nick Crawford, who's 1.5 seconds ahead of all of this battling we've been watching. But there's one driver for sure that we got to go back to just outside the top 10 and 11, Ryan Kelly. He's given up a lot of time for the free.
all right, 3
It's
wide,
right there.
The fact that it allowed him to
left front,
forward later on at the stage for the 3 Gavin Rogers as well.
back
Heck, I
double
didn't
wide,
like that.
15, I believe that is on the inside,
Out for now.
I don't blame him.
Here in the next 20 laps.
I believe that would be accurate. I feel like that
I'm
happens
gonna kill my right front doing this.
a few times where we get worried about the 3 of Ryan Kelly, but he's just really, really good on the
still inside,
really smart driver. Like you said, dropping outside the top 10. I mean, it gets harder to pass these cars. Now being back in 11th position, he's got to
left rear, and clear.
The first run, he only had to pass 3 cars when he fell back and forth. A lot more challenging this time.
That's Ken Campbell.
Just inside of our top 30 here, 29th place runner,
Yep.
Dave Cochran, who did not qualify well. I was expecting Danny B to be one of those drivers inside of the top 15 for tonight's race. It looks like not a lot of strength. Also, for the 26th Tom Sinchek, who's caught up in our first wreck after being bumped by the 7 of Douglas New Big Andy's, struggling to try to recover after his damage that he collected in 30th. And also,
Really got to slow it down more than I was.
for a good run here tonight. He is now currently just settling in.
Need to work on my brake pads too.
Hoping to see this race
I ain't changed anything. It's all default.
15 as they see a wall of drivers still side by side. The 01 of Matthew Rodriguez, part of
Well, we've been to Vegas, and it's kind of a sister track to Vegas.
trying to move up through the field.
So if you have any notes on that,
Wait as SpongeBob machines. You're out
Notes. I do it live.
forward and Patrick SpongeBob machine of Christopher Norris in front, trying to kind of
All right.
balance friends right
Left front.
team, but not under the same banner, but still having fun further
door,
in the back, trying to go for a top 25. But
Oh, that brake pads helped a whole lot.
you're keeping him pinched down,
Another great paint scheme. The number 2, Danny
inside,
some really nice purples going on and some neon colors. You see right there the 38, the Krusty Krab, the Love Bug. These drivers definitely take
still left rear,
really nice paint schemes. I feel like we get a chance to touch on it each week. It's important.
they're splitting you now,
Good coffee.
left front and left rear, so inside.
For a second. Don't we normally talk about
Just one inside, talking about the 19.
might be one of those races where he's just learning. I mean, we talked to Zach last week when he won. You know, when you're further back in the
You're going to have draft help,
lessons of how the dirty air might influence your
clear low.
sort of passes and timings. And for Larry, he didn't qualify well, qualified 30th here tonight. And a track that he's actually had found success in the past. He actually won this race back in season 3, but that was back when they were running the Gen 6 car. So curious if we heard from Bronson, he said that he felt like this was a faster Gen 6 car that we're feeling on the setup wise, the way that the car's reacting. And we might see Larry be a driver watching out for. Currently 21st, just getting by Douglas New Big.
It really punishes you if you try to get on the
19
gas
back,
before the apex.
left rear,
That would not surprise me. Everything you just said is very accurate.
clear low.
The driver who we could
Back inside,
see up there later on in this race just kind of caught me by surprise how far back he was. You see right here, Andrew Medlin. That's
still left rear,
he was up there not too long ago battling inside the top 10. Maybe through the
clear,
process of
back inside,
not having a great restart. Lost a few spots, but he might be a driver that can get back up there. But right now, just kind of stuck in that bubble of where there's drivers everywhere you go, top, bottom.
clear low.
It's really hard to pass when you get back in the middle part of this group.
As we're seeing the Medlin cam continuing to try to make his way forward again, 17th in points, and trying to continue to grab every point possible with good finish here this evening as St. Douglas Newbigging in 22nd position, trying to find his way to go forward. Same for the 06 of Tom Bourne, who did not have a qualifying run that he was hoping for here this evening, as the field is starting to kind of hit a stall point. We're 20 laps on these tires, about 18 laps of green flag laps underneath them, and it's around that zone during the stage that we saw that transition of drivers that were pushing too aggressively starting to fall.
Speaking of laps, you got 43 left in the tank, plenty to go.
Forward. There's one driver that continues to build the lead. Nick Crawford's lead is now up to 2.3 seconds. Justin, I mean, this is incredible to see for Nick Crawford, but again, we wait. Is this a strategy that he just has this natural pace over everyone else, or is everyone else starting to fall off?
97 outside, up by the wall.
We are going to find out because, like you said, we're in that transition period.
He tagged the wall, all good.
Come to the front, we're going to
Clear.
to the front, and the ones that burn through their tires are going to start fading.
Right front.
It doesn't matter to 74. He's fast, but he's using that shortcut
Outside.
consistently. It seems like he wants to run down there. Maybe he's got something figured out where he's able to run more
Right front.
through that front straight
Clear.
instead of having to burn as much. See him riding on board here, see what kind of line he's doing. Sam, maybe it's just something he's got figured out. These other drivers are smart. We'll start watching him and they'll adjust, see what he does coming out of this corner.
It's Nick Crawford is hitting his marks, continuing to try to stay at least 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Their first side-by-side racing action. Actually going to be back in 5th place as it continues to use that apron through the front stretch, but side-by-side battling, one driver started to fade back, and that's Bronson Stafford, who was part of
Your last lap was a 62, leader was a 51. So just a 10th off leaders times.
Forbes, Ollie Fonseca have now slapped themselves forward.
Yeah, we are all like dead even.
A similar Larry Art's machine.
Yeah.
Very close to Danny Cochran's scheme. I'd say, talk to Ollie coming into this race. Asked him a simple question. You feel like you could be winning here tonight? And he said, no, not really, but I mean, we got to give kudos to the 24. Running 5th currently as we're entering into the long run.
Running a fast 5th.
01 inside.
Really good tonight. As you see,
Clear low.
under pressure from the 11 of John Forbes. These guys, they're all under that blanket again. This is that transition. And one person who is maybe starting to transition backwards, he was running second. He had it 1.6 seconds. It was crank jump.
Yeah, that's why that leader's out so far. Clean air.
Running
Everybody here is just
he starts
fighting everybody in front of him.
position up to second.
It's literally follow the leader.
Pressure, he might be falling back and forth. Even
Yeah.
worse for him, though, he's now 3.
Clean air is king.
This pushing so hard in the turns, it never gets loose.
Sherwood Jr. also tagging along as his teammate of Drew Jua. They are showing speed on the inside, trying to continue to mount their way forward. On the outside, moving forward, is the 3 Ryan Kelly, as well as the 75 of Gavin Rogers. Those drivers that were just inside of our top 10.
Really, the best thing you can do is when one goes high and one goes low, you try to find that middle ground where you can get just the littlest bit of clean air on the nose.
If they want to fight and run down our
Clear up.
Crawford before they think about pit stops, which for the field, we are given the number of 6.
So that's why everybody's running his top side.
Is the number that they can go on fuel based off saving fuel. Or
You go down there, you use so much right front, it ain't worth it.
changes, and Zach Hall's getting a good picture in front of him.
Yeah.
This calamity that's kind of building up his contact. Drew Jua, Ryan Kelly up next to the corner, the 3. A little bit of tail slapper to the 77.
And you can
15,
see, you see
clear behind you.
it was kind of scatter when that contact happened.
Outside.
Yeah, dangerous sometimes.
Nice exit there.
By 2 in front, and I mean, it's
12 still left rear. 15 with you. Clear low.
all over the place. But Sam, you said 68 laps for the fuel window. If my math serves me correctly, these drivers will probably be only doing one more pit stop from here on out. Or would they want to do the 2 pit stops and get in there and kind of split it so that they can get the fresh rubber? But I mean, I tell you what, you spend so much time, this track is so fast. You spend so much time down there on that 55-mile-an-hour pit road. Not sure if you'd be able to make all that time back, but I'm thinking most of the drivers are probably taking that one special stop, try and go as far as they can and then stretch it to the end.
Yeah, one stops might be the optimal strategy to go for, especially because we're 28 laps under these tires, about 26 of green flag laps under the wear and tear, and they might be on the side of looking at the fuel, we're only about a second off some of these drivers' fastest laps as Drew Jua and Bronson Stafford almost made contact. They're stacked in contact between one another, and they go into the wall as a stacked 4 wide was happening there with Drew Jua, Bronson Stafford, and Ryan Kelly.
97 outside. He tagged the wall a little bit clear.
Where we're building out the exit turn 2, been seeing a lot of drivers squeezing into one another. They've been with slight contact here and there and able to actually react and hold on. We're getting to that stage here, Justin, where tire wear starting to fall off and maybe tempers.
These guys that are using their tire too much, they're shining now. Or first are shining.
As drivers making some heavy contact. I think the
38 outside.
Contact that maybe initiate.
Pinching it down. Hold your line. Pinching it down.
Worst amount of impact.
There you go.
I know these cars can take damage, but that was a pretty decent hit.
Bill right front.
Any kind of optional.
Ken's going to pass us.
15's going with him.
I ain't going to be able to do nothing on the bottom.
But yeah, it was interesting. So 13's going to throw a huge block way up there as you see the
15's now right rear.
Over to 13, Cedric Hunter, GT Irizarry.
I'm going to fall in line.
13 machine.
Bumper clear.
Poking right there.
Heavy blocks for a
My bottom side is brutal.
13 Cedric Hunter trying to hold back GT Irizarry, and as well in front of them, some hard racing's going down for 4th place, back to 9th. Cody Reed, who made our biggest mover so far, is trying to hold back some fast drivers. A Trent Jump, Edward Sherwood Jr., Ollie Fonseca, and he is bobbing and weaving back and forth. The 25 is doing everything he can for 4th place to hold this position, but Edward Sherwood Jr. finally gets to the inside. We'll see if the run on the outside allows the 25 to keep this position, but they've been going back and forth, and watch out for the 75 machine on the inside in the white and black. That's going to be Gavin Rogers. He might be setting up for a chance here to try to force it 3 wide, and he will, off the exit of turn 4.
The drivers on the inside, they just have such a big impact there to 46 coming out of the corner. Hits that wall pretty good. See if he's able to continue, no problem. But, I mean, that's just coming out of that exit. Car tightens up, he just slapped the wall there. Luckily, no one was underneath them. Ollie Fonseca now is underneath him, but big impact there from 46. He's able to continue.
Open to continue on. We also can officially announce that another driver has called it a night involved in our first wreck. Anthony Gaudio is officially out of this.
I'm not going to race hard here.
For the 29 machine, he'll be joining Carl Pooler.
I get it.
Garage, and that's another position for Brian McCann, who didn't start. Missed the start of the race.
I gained a position.
Might have been some slight connection issue. We'll wait for the official.
Yeah. And you're going to gain another one too. Anthony Gaudio is going to call it a night.
Racing. Now we'll see how well he can recover. As it's going to be a big loss of points as we continue to work.
67 outside. Clear up.
And Rogers working that outside groove, but finally able to slot his way up to 4th. This is 71 of Edward Sherwood Jr.
Updraft
win for himself. But other drivers squeeze it in. It's getting a little bit more compact up front with everyone closing in on one another.
You saw it right there. Cedric Hunter coming up, shutting the door on Ollie Fonseca. Cedric Hunter is able to make that pass, and he's going to try to put some pressure on the 46, who right now is just getting ultra tight, dropping back to the 9th position. Ollie's about to drop back to 9th. He said he's going to arrive to the inside, but we talked about it. He was really fast, moved to the front. But you know what, Sam? I like that move. I like being aggressive, because what if the caution came out? He would be restarting in 2nd position. Then he could maybe save his tires and plan from there on out. Just did not work out, as right now he's under heavy pressure with the pack now kind of gotten under their wings right there.
Talking about things getting a little bit more compact. Here's our battle that once was for the lead last week at Indy, now battling side by side for 13th position. Zach Ball, Vincent Sora, they're trying to find their way to move forward together as the 32 is going to try to find speed on the outside lane. Vincent Sora has been a little bit more patient as Ryan Kelly, that was close to the outside wall. And each driver exits are getting more tire each and every lap that passes.
What's Larry Yingling doing back here?
The first half is done. We enter the second half of this race.
I think he was involved in something earlier.
These two drivers that are battling side by side, Zach Dahl's going to drop it down to the inside. Vincent Sora, I mean, they were battling for the win last week, and right now this race, been really quiet, running back there in the middle of this race. We're back in 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th spot. Seems like all nice, Sam. I mean, that just showed you how the competition in this great league is really fantastic. The two drivers last week who were one of the best drivers in the whole race, this race, they can't get inside the top 10.
Yeah, even just outside the top 10, I think it might be a strategy call for some, and I think we're seeing right now, it's just the competition, and there's a little bit more I want to be up front, shown by some of these drivers. Ryan Kelly, though, after getting into the outside wall and seeing the tires fade away to 3, he was being patient. Maybe gave himself the green light too soon as he started to fade back. Potentially the 3 can pull outside of our top 15 if he's not careful, but the battling for second place, it swapped hands to John Forbes. Shane Terrian now under fire with the 71 of Edward Sherwood Jr. as the Lucky Ducks machines of Sherwood Jr. and Jua. They have been trying to make the way forward, but one that's been slightly faster than everyone up front. It's that the 13 is going to be of Cedric Hunter. He is looking quick, and has been one of the faster drivers here late.
Great valid point to make. We talked about it at the end of the first stage. He was running 9th, but he was right there where he could have been in second or third position if he could just gain a few 30 feet on tracks. The 71 and 9, they're so close to this corner. This race is really exciting. Kind of takes your breath away sometimes when you see these drivers. You're like, oh, they're going to wreck. They stay off one another. Able to
4 wide in front of you.
Art lead racing all night, but
I backed out of it.
it's just awesome to see these drivers and not
I don't want to be the cause of wreck.
really close to the wall. That's going to give Hunter a big run on this outside right here.
Right.
He's going to be able to get alongside.
Get a penalty against
Another spot is gets a huge
my car for the rest of the season now.
77. Cedric Hunter right now, he's got that car hooked up.
He's got it hooked up and willing to make some big moves here late. These drivers under this stint, 41 laps.
38 inside.
A total of 39 under green flag conditions. And again, the field
38 left rear.
around
Clear low.
60 to 65.
Throw it back in.
Might be able to push it maybe a little bit further if you're clutching and doing everything possible to save fuel, but maybe go 68 laps.
You're pinched him down.
When do you want to make that pit stop? Because
You're gonna have a run off.
closing in on that 60
Clear low again.
here in the next 10 laps. Justin, do you feel like you need to push it all the way to empty, or do you play a little bit of early pit stops and go with that undercut?
That is such a really interesting question to try and think about. I mean,
06 inside.
the tires definitely
You're pushing to 15.
matters, but the problem is if you stay out even 2 laps longer than anyone else, I mean, you're
38 on you. 06 low.
4 seconds. You're talking about maybe going from second back to 12th or 13th. Then you got to pass those cars back.
06 left rear. They're splitting you now. New car inside.
I would love to have maybe 5 to 10 lap better tires than the people in front of me, but
You're pinching him down.
Bryce, you could be talking about giving up maybe
Coming on up behind the 15. Clear low.
You can make that back.
Nice work, Brian.
That might make him be maybe not the first to pit.
Push Ken to the front.
The next lap by, getting in there and getting those tires before anyone else can undercut you.
And also, when you come into pits road, we're expecting this to be kind of your final lap, your final pit stop of the night. You have to make sure that you get in your
Not running the leaders.
Don't
What's going on?
through. We're able to maybe gain some time being lost by sliding through under
Right.
stage break.
Let's see here.
It is green.
Your last lap was a 31.95.
The battling
Leaders with a 32.39. You are faster than the leaders.
green machine of Ryan Kelly in 13th. 14th is the 28 of Brian B. Johnson, and the 17 of Chris Stitz. Again, Ryan Kelly grabbed pole. Stitz grabbed third. They're just outside of the top 10, needing a little bit more help, as we're also seeing them catching up to Zach Hall, Ollie Fonseca, and team at 32 is Zach Hall, his partner.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Suarez pulled away.
I almost hit
I
him.
think you pushed him in there a little faster than he wanted to go.
Lane.
I think so.
Turn to fall back.
I didn't know he was going to break that early. I was going to sell it off in there.
Doing so good at Indy last week, weren't inside the top 10, and now they are making their way, like you said, Fitz and Soar up to 8th. Zach Paul about to break the top.
That's what he just did there. I thought he was going to do that in that other turn.
No, Ryan Kelly. I mean, Sam, I don't think this is him saving tires anymore. We're too late in the run. I'm worried that maybe that damage before getting up in the wall, maybe that's hurting him more than we thought initially. Because I'm a little surprised right now.
Outside, 61.
Yeah, I mean, usually
You're going to have a pole, clear up.
especially the
Good job.
that we saw Ryan Kelly get into it, tightens up the car a little bit more. And with how tight these drivers were talking about this machine being here tonight, that is just making it so much worse. You got to back off your speed a little bit more than traditionally and hurt everyone around. We're seeing this field trying to find their ways to get to that lap 91 to 100 marker. It's going to be around the zone. We're expecting drivers to make their pit stops.
No, he's not a teammate.
Early pit stop, and I'm curious also, as we drop back to just outside of our top 25, you see Richard Wilsiford in the 56.
I'm probably helping another teammate
Position.
of another team we're trying to beat.
About him. Trying to find any openings, maybe.
It's fun though, so
Possibly. You also see Mike Tellier,
just going for it here. This is good practice.
67, and Dakota Moniz trying to find their way forward.
I'm sure he appreciates it.
It's just a survival game. I know, Justin, with the field, there's kind of that confidence level.
3 wide.
Maybe in other leagues, you're
15. All right, clear up.
usually sometimes top 5s. When your driver's this far back, it's got to be a little bit demoralizing knowing that, hey, I'm just fighting for a top 20.
7 now inside. After you threw it in, you're going to have to run off. 06 going to join him. You're pinching the 7 down.
Their best day possible this season.
But yeah, I think that's what makes
Clear.
league so good when you can have a car count of 38. I mean, unfortunately, not every driver can be up front. Not every driver's going
7 threw it in on your left rear. You're pinching him down.
to talk about all of them because you got to appreciate the guys that maybe
Clear.
just happy to run in 20th, 25th position. Because when you have 38 cars out there
They
running
get back to that top side, Ken.
big wing, you're still beating a lot of good cars out there. And this feels so tight. So you got to give a shout out to all the drivers out here just for being in this league and
Still clear up.
hey, with 38 drivers out there, you're not going to be in the top 10 all the time. But still, they all show up each week. The car counts never
7 gave you a shot.
I
consistent.
was trying to let Ken in.
40 range, it seems, every week. We're on board right here with the 70. Remember? Not
7's checking up for the 16.
We know
16 slow.
longer on fuel, so we'll see how he uses that strategy.
Or 15 rather was checking up.
At that bonus point.
7 now looking inside.
Get the points that you can grab. Aaron Smith second, back in 31st position.
15 just broke all of his momentum.
Seconds behind some of this.
06 inside, left rear.
Move up to the drivers in mid-pack. These were 18th, 19th, and 20th position. Danny Godfrey in 18th position. Josh Renata in 18th.
06 still with you.
And Douglas Newbiggie battling on who's
15's going to take it high.
in the 15. Douglas Newbiggie again, home by the 27.
All right, 7 inside. Now they're splitting you. 16 left front.
It has not been there for the strength to make these passes. Certainly has been trying his best.
Still 16 inside. You're pinching them down.
Tina Can looks, I feel like anytime we do something.
Good run off. You'll have the pull. Clear low. Nice.
Seems to always have a good finish stolen away from him, so I didn't want to say it, but since you brought it up, we have to talk about him. He's having a decent run tonight, staying out of trouble.
It sure is.
That's Douglas Newbiggie right here on the inside, running that inside line. We know he's good. We saw him at Michigan run that inside line the whole time at Michigan and make it work, and it seems like he's committed again tonight to running that inside.
15, he's actually in 19th place, up 8 spots from where he originally qualified, and I'll bet you pushed him through all of those.
6 at Tom Warren. He's having issues through
To the front.
hoping that it was an cleaned up. Looks like it's striking once again. Also, got to move up front because the battle for the lead is underway. As going to be the 74 of Nick Crawford. Big loss of speed for himself off the exit of the corner. Just got caught by John Forbes, and now it's going to be causing some great racing up front. Top 6 drivers all on top of one another. John Forbes is in the spearhead, trying to carry and catch up to Nick Crawford. Now Douglas
Clear up.
Drua trying to make his way forward. Also seeing Edward Shore Jr. pushing up on the 74. They are rubbing race and use each other up.
Oh, he went for it, but the guy in front of him,
Leads
15 way high, scrub the wall.
side by side.
Yeah.
guy in front of him didn't let him have it.
Yeah.
To march their way forward, and as we're closing in the end of
Didn't.
this race, Drew
I just backed
Yeah.
out to stay behind Ken.
on the entry. They make contact off the exit. They keep it together, and Drew
I get you. All right.
must be using each other up, but they keep
Right front.
still leading this race.
You're inside him.
Running side by side.
Outside.
For us, I have to quick say
He's in the lane up by the wall.
he had a 2.5 second lead and then
There you go.
disappeared.
Right rear.
Surprise. If I'm him,
And clear up.
right now getting those tires because we are at the same amount of distance that we've ran that we have left in this race. So we know how good he was. The 11.77 though, they are going to definitely make contact, and they were leaning on each other. And that Vincent Sora, he is flying right now. I mean, he was just outside the top 10, and he just turned it on.
This guy's going to owe you a Thanksgiving turkey and all the fixins.
He just made that call of maybe he wants to go in, and I'm watching this battle for the lead. John Forbes has no grip. He
I'll
could
send my PayPal after this.
stay low on that white line, but always drifts up into the 7700. That is going to be such a frustrating feeling as the 11, he backs out. Might be the call. It's pit road for John Forbes.
I'm starting to really like this call. I mean, we only have 55 laps to go. You're not going to run as long as you did that first run. I really like Nick Crawford's strategy. I mean, if hoping this stays green so we can see how this plays out. We don't get the caution right here that will kill some of these drivers pitting early. But Nick Crawford, that could be a race-winning move, I think, Sam. He's going to have a huge lead now. First driver on tires, and he was so good for the first 50 to 60 laps of that run before it started falling off here.
Clear up.
5 to 10 laps. I mean, it could be something where by the time those other guys catch him, they might.
Wow, some people trying to get on the brakes, go down pit road, and still staying on the track.
I had a whole crap moment there.
You know, is having to.
Y'all can't see that, but I was willing the crap out of this car.
Yeah, no doubt. 19 outside.
As it fades through.
19 outside, 19 outside. There you go.
It's the lead for now. Edward Sherwood Jr. tries to march on the outside, but who will be the next?
Ken's pitting in.
Enter pit road as more drivers further on back make their stops.
All right, took off. Go ahead. Go around them, go around them, go around them.
Tell you they're going to be done with their stops, but up front.
Okay, you didn't. You said Ken was pitting in. You didn't tell me you were pitting in.
Here late, and that's the big thing that we love to see is everyone still utilizing all the different lanes. Everything's still viable here late.
Oh, that is what makes this track fun. Just running wherever you want it. It makes passing
Nobody behind you.
a reality. It's hard to do it on the inside, and you saw the 11 battling hard with the 77 before. It's definitely easier to make those passes.
Ready? Come, come, come.
When most guys migrate.
Don't speed.
Makes it ultra hard. See right here, 75. Gavin Rogers got a little bit of clean track around. I'm sure he's appreciating that right now. He's able to run his race and not have to risk overdriving the car too much. But when do we start seeing more drivers pit? I'm really shocked that guys are not going in there. They're probably giving up, I would think, 2 seconds a lap right now.
All right, watch the blend line. Don't get loose.
We're talking that the 74 and the 11, they could potentially have an 8-second lead over these guys that were racing right by them. I don't know if they can make that up in 50 laps.
I mean, the
2 coming outside.
Got one out.
mellowed out. They got a plateau.
Clear up.
They've been running
Clear high.
similar lap times for the past 30 laps. Everyone's been running about a second off of their fastest times. Currently, once again, Drew Joa, even that last lap, ran about a second and a half slower than his fastest lap. So it's one of those things where these drivers, they're having an ebb and flow of how the tires are reacting each and every lap, as well as when they're being battled. It's costing on time as seeing our top 4 once again back at it again on who's going to want this lead before they enter into pit road. Drew Joa stays high, and more drivers have trickled into pit road. Currently, it's our top 15, still needing to make a pit stop before the night's over.
Still needing to make that pit stop, and what I would fear with some of these guys, you see people coming now, Vincent Sora, Cedric Hunter, they're leading this pack in. But I would worry if any of those people pit back at 15th.
Outside.
It's enough that they are going to be in front of these guys. Are they going to have to battle now and burn up their tires to try and get around them? We'll find out.
Still there, right rear.
Drivers are all going to be cycling through.
Coming up on a slower car.
You and Ed Shearer Jr. hit road right now. So we're on board. The 77-year lead.
You are clear all the way around.
It will save
The 3 is my teammate, so I backed out of
Your
that.
teammates inside.
strictly wide, and oh boy, locking it up, slowing down, almost spinning out. It's Drew Joa.
I'm going to get behind
Lock it.
Ryan.
Still
Push in.
inside.
Looking to see if there's any black flag given for,
Okay.
let's say, pit entry.
All right.
If you hit that
Clear low.
on the entry point, that could cost you a black flag. Looks like both drivers clear for Edward Sherwood Jr. and Drew Joa. Scary moment, and maybe that aggression might help them out with how quick they entered into pit road.
That was ultra impressive. I swear I thought he hit the cone. That's incredible that he was able to get the car turned back there. I never thought he was going to do it. I mean, these drivers each week, they just shock me how good they are. They're so talented. Like you said, Sam, that could be something that maybe he gained enough time to be able to stay with the 74, but now we'll have a couple extra lap better tires. So maybe he gained a ton of time there on pit road. We'll see how it cycles out.
The march, the surge, pit stops are done, and now it's all about who's going to make it to the end of this race, taking the glory and
38 on you.
to be your leader. And
3 a little loose.
watching out.
You hit the apron a little bit. You're back with him.
Huge cluster is building around 9th place. It's the chase to run down the 74 machine, and for us up at the booth, we will step away when we come back. It's going to be more great racing action here at Chicagoland. We'll talk about who's the driver to watch out for, who has a chance to win, as we come back right after this with more great racing action. You're watching the WSSR Cup Series Season 9 race.
38, you ain't getting there.
In ISRC 150 here at Chicagoland. We'll be back right after this as we go side by side.
Ryan got damaged.
I can definitely check. Yep, right front.
Oh, yeah. That's why. I got drivers muted, so he might be trying to tell me. Should I go around him? I guess I gotta go around him, yeah. I was like, how am I pushing him so hard, but we ain't catching him? Unless I can get him up here and get him into the draft. Let's see, we're 1.5 now.
Or 14 throwing it low.
Yeah,
you got,
three's not able to enter the turn correctly.
Down. Go low, go low, go low, go low. There you go. Caution's out.
That guy behind me wanted to hit me so bad.
Yes, he did. Let's see.
Be here at it too.
You've got 2 sets remaining. I'd say if they come down, you stay out. Let me see.
I gotta let you by.
I'm waiting
Yeah,
on,
if they all go,
lap down cars to cycle back through.
if they all go in, I'll stay out. But
Drew Jew would be the lap.
I don't think anybody's gonna pit though.
Yeah, Drew is the lucky dog. If you... Never mind.
Somebody wrecked.
Yeah, 97.
Oh, enter closed pits. Whoops.
Well, we go to commercial break and caution flag flies. You saw it there on our side-by-side issue strike for Tom Sinchak, Mike Tellier, and Chris Stitz. Trying to go 3 wide, and contact is made. Drivers who's trying to go back to see the time of contact. See up front, Brian Kelly, 3 wide through the center of 1 and 2. They squeeze off the exit. Then there's nowhere to go for Sinchak into Mike Tellier.
Even though you had it
Now we bring out our caution here that kind of throws away all the for themselves. As Mike Tellier also having a little bit of woes coming in to hit the road for himself. So just the incredible racing between one another. We've seen pit stops.
Who's going to be back in the pack anyway?
Just like that, the caution is now out. It resets everyone. All that strategy that Nick Crawford had is now gone from this race.
It's now gone, and drivers will be going in and getting tires, but will anyone take 2 tires? I mean, this is, we talked about it before, Sam. I mean, some of these guys only have a couple of laps. Tire wear on there. What will people choose to stay out? I mean, tire wear definitely important, but if you can run these final 42 laps and not have the car just give up on you, it's going to be challenging. But I mean, we are the coolest we've been all night with the weather, so this track is going to have a little bit more grip.
Going to have a little bit more grip to work with, and strategy calls with the timing of this yellow. Some drivers,
I'm the lucky dog candidate.
Say, you know what? If I want a chance for my best finish of the season,
we might get a top 34 here.
Being Ryan Ferraro in the 34. Also,
no, wait. Somebody's got to crash out for that to happen.
Later pit stop than some others. Ryan Kelly stays
still possible
for Ollie Fonseca and Richard Wolsifer. Cody Reed those drivers that pitted later, he also stays out. Top 5 going to be on older tires. Fresh tires for 6th on back. But if you're just joining us, here's our race report. We've had 2 on-track incidences to bring out cautions. We had our stage break at the end of lap 35 that brought out our 3rd yellow.
I did learn something tonight, though.
And we are now getting reset. It's going to be coming up to 40 laps to go when we go green here. And the different strategies, a little bit more of a breakdown. Again, our top 5 are on older tires.
Right, man, we're going green
then
next time.
John Forbes,
Right, man,
Bronson Stafford, Zach Hall.
This car doesn't follow the same rules as the other
Through
cars.
9th, going to be taking 2 tires under this pit stop. As
Brakes
well as
went
jump. He's back in 12th. Rest of the field taking 4 tires.
I think I found it.
Fuel for this stop. But there's your top 5 currently. Ryan Ferraro, also Ryan Kelly, Ali Fonseca, Richard Wolsifer, and Cody Reed. Old tires. We'll see if they can hold out there. The one I'm most concerned about is Ryan Ferraro. He's on 17-lap old tires. 15 of those laps were
What happened? I missed it.
Conditions. And the other crew, they're going to be anywhere from 7 to 10 lap older tires than those that just pitted.
We are going to find out how those 15-lap tires are able to handle. I mean, Brian Kelly's going to have a couple on them, but these drivers behind on 2 and 4.
Some people didn't hit. So Ryan,
we know drivers.
I think Ryan and
go 3, 4, 1.
I think they're going to be fine.
Wall, run it down to the middle wherever you got to go to find speed. These drivers are going to be all over the place on these restarts, and maybe the best thing.
If I was in that position way back there, I would have stayed out. That's position. That's 30-some positions that Ryan gained right there.
Also,
that's a no-brainer.
Pace car's in.
To start in 9th place, first driver with 4 tires. This thing really did shake up how this race could end here tonight. 41 laps.
You can take my spotter.
The pace car makes the hard left-hander to pit road into the restart zone. The incredible highest 150 here at Chicagoland.
Oh, my bad, it doesn't show.
Way top 5 driver.
I got the center.
Rest of the field.
Oh my goodness.
38 gave you a little bit of a shot. They're bumping a wall.
It was tight. That's why everybody wrecked there.
Stay high, stay high. There you go. Good job.
Restarts to settle things out. John Forbes in the white machine.
It was crazy. It was like there was rocks on the pavement there.
40 laps to go.
Trouble for Dakota Moniz in the 5. We're resetting.
Did I get a 0x? I did. I'm not the lucky dog. Oh no!
All that. Like you said, we got 40 laps to go, 80 turns, but now we're going to run a couple under caution. Now, Ryan Kelly, Ryan Ferraro.
Did I get a?
Ryan's. They're going to flip-flop the position, though.
Where do you look at that at?
Kelly, now he's going to have...
it says 0x.
Yeah, the incident count 0.
We're going to be on the non-control car now, but we have to talk about
should be good.
There. It's going to get crazy now. I was starting to think, I wonder if there'll be cautions after cautions, and maybe that's what the 34 was thinking. Just get me away from them.
Go fill it up now.
It's going to be an awkward one here. On the restart is the 5. So he's going to be on the inside of that. Number 5 machine. He's going to have the old.
Do we have to make it a lap?
On the
or does that matter?
as well as the 70 of Aaron Smith behind.
It's going to be a lot worse after I'm
it
done
just
with
looks kind of turned into a pit.
I don't think anybody's going to go down pit road.
Machine. As might have been some.
I'm just wondering why I missed Lucky Dog.
70, and then behind them, the blue machines get into one another as.
May still give it to you when it's
absolutely
when it's coming to this lap here for next one.
But it'll usually say Lucky Dog candidate, right?
Commercial break.
It ain't saying that for me right now.
Road had a black flag, so that caution did help out. Drew Jewett here, but right on board. Get a sense of what happened to him, and it would have been a little bit of a sense of.
I didn't see anybody else that was a lap down.
I wonder if I got a 0x.
Down. It looks like for Drew, he's trying to take off, trying to get by the wreck. Ben slows down. 2 different mindsets about to get by a wreck with contact to the 77.
Yeah, you have to wonder if there's any optional repairs to see Ben Kinney trying to save that car right there. But Drew Jewett, I mean, he's probably going to go in and, yeah, look at that, getting some damage fixed. And these drivers still have a little bit of tires left. I mean, I know we didn't put anything on there, but being that far back, maybe he'll just bolt on another set and see if he has that extra 1 lap to try and drive up through the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think that's the only decision you really have at this moment.
Oh, did I get bumped?
If you.
Oh yeah, I did get bumped right before the wreck happened, but yeah, iRacing may have been included.
Yeah.
We'll see how this.
Just a little bit.
Reset the field. Still wait for those caution laps for the caution lights to click off the base car, which gives us time to shout out our amazing sponsor here tonight, and has been the amazing sponsor for the last few seasons. That is Trophy Smack. Trophy Smack's been a primary sponsor and trophy provider for the WSSR.
Why can't I let all these cars by?
first couple of seasons joining on, it was champion.
What's going on here?
Vincent Sora and Larry England themselves grabbing the last 2 seasons. It's been championship trophy.
They're not, 16 laps down.
And if you're looking to get yourself
It's not fair.
belts, rings, or more,
I'm still in this thing.
TrophySmack.com.
I know.
Remember to use the code WSSR Smack for 10% off. Also, if you're wondering what a wall smack is, it's a metal plate
Man,
you can place on your wall with their
everybody's internet was out, so they're on their cell phones. I tried to hotspot my cell phone. That ain't working.
stand to show off your incredible piece.
I mean, it was extremely slow at loading stuff, and iRacing wouldn't even
get their wall smack
connect on it.
and
So
get themselves a image of their winning vehicle, and they would love if you could go on and show off your winning victory moment with a wall smack. Yeah,
it was on a little bit before the race, and that's why I was able to actually join it before the race launched. I got like 5 practice laps in.
I'm gonna take the outside.
and right now we are.
That's a good thing you did.
Being spammed
Man, my dog ate my internet cable.
and spamming our chat. So we are so sorry about that. Discord is wanting you to hop on board, as we don't know what's going on. We'll hope to fix that up. We've had our issues here.
Be surprised how many times at work I hear that.
Early on, with trying to make sure the buffering got away, and now having some tech issues of, you find fun
Aaron passed me.
things of technology, and sometimes they like to infect and bring out chaos.
There's always that one person out there who wants to be his 5 minutes of fame, I'm assuming. But we're not going to let it ruin this race, because we're expecting to have a good final 35 laps. That first stage was 35 laps. And my minis drivers, they're in that
Play it, Ed.
might be able to push extremely hard with the new tires,
like
knowing
games.
that
Can I get
35
invited?
laps is about what they felt in that first stage before they had
Freaking
issues.
Gouda cheese
So anyone who
back
felt
here.
comfortable pushing that whole time, they're going to be pushing this final 35 laps.
It could be the AI trying to take over.
prefer
We've
Cheddar.
got Streambot trying to be as helpful, and now attacking our
Alfredo.
chat. We are so sorry about the chat exploding. Best recommendation.
Oh my goodness,
I had,
their chat.
Chat off if possible. Try to ignore it. And we are so sorry that we cannot.
Somebody is
See you
spamming
out there,
their
man.
chat real bad.
Can't wait to see you racing on Monday nights for the ISRC. But currently, it is out of control, and we don't have the ability to stop it for some reason. It is.
I don't know, Derek. That's a real good question.
For us, we're going to reset. Get prepared. We still got.
Give us 2 minutes to give an answer to that.
We have ourselves 36 laps to go to see who's winning.
There we go.
Race number 10 at Chicagoland. And Ryan Ferraro, Ryan Kelly, they're ready for the race.
Well, this is a good perspective of the race.
Across the line first. And we'll
Think of me as just the camera car right now.
Ryan Kelly will take the lead as he is gone for that 3. But who's got the friction tires behind to watch out for? That's going to be the 11 John Forbes. 2 tires on his last stop, 8 laps to go. And
It's like Days of Thunder Part 5.
Third, ready. He could potentially be in second position coming out of this corner. Is he going to do it? I think he's right underneath Brian Kelly almost, too. He's going
One outside.
2 tires on him, I believe you said, right, soon. So that would be interesting.
Clear up.
If he's able to hold off the guy with 4 tires. That's Nick Crawford.
We'll probably be able to find it here in a minute.
4 tire is Nick Crawford. He's a few drivers back in 7th place up front.
I ain't got no penalty points yet,
For now, but you're seeing the little bobs and weaves. The driver trying to
but I guess it don't matter if we're down 16 laps.
forward. Currently, the driver that's stuck blinking is the 25 Cody Reed.
Still right front.
He is stalling out on the outside. Another driver took 2 tires. That's
Don't want to wreck Aaron though,
who's getting some assistance from his Snowy Lizard Racing.
even though he has wrecked me before.
Chaos, and it is mounting up, fifth on back. If we're going to see a caution,
Yes, he has.
will be there. As up front, it's still on. Sean Forbes pulling away.
What these drivers, they are all over one another. Now look in the back of that picture.
I want in this 3-wide action.
12th position, Larry Engling kind of worked his way up a little bit there. Maybe he's starting to figure it out, but will he have time to get to the front?
Let's go up the middle.
Kelly, though, he fades back to second.
Come on, Aaron, I'll follow you. Right up the, look, there's a big hole there.
He's at Paul, those 2 tires, he's up in 4th, but Nick Crawford on the 4 fresh ones, he's coming. Is he going to be able
Aaron, go up that middle.
to 32 laps to go? Be quite a shootout to see what happens.
It is certainly turning into a shootout.
Aaron's going to take the Larson line.
Critical later on
Sorry,
in
Pat, I
the
didn't mean to
run.
cut you off
You
there.
can see
He
Zach
might be taking it to
the inside.
No, he's going to take the outside.
Find an opening and further on.
I thought he was going to get a run there.
It is still 2 by 2. We're keeping it together for now as we're inching closer and closer to 30 laps.
Look how hard it is to make any movement. Like, you are just stuck.
To 30 laps into a run, or 30 laps on these tires. That switch of drivers that were protecting their tires were able to march forward. Curious if we're still going to see that switch happen here tonight, or is everyone full aboard? They've got to go now.
It'll be really interesting to see. I feel like these drivers are definitely pushing harder. The track's cooling down. Zach calls.
The only way we're going to be able to do anything is just wait until they single file out.
Try and jump. He was one that we knew was really, really fast on that.
I hate to be in that and cause a wreck.
Outside line, drove up to second position. We know he's probably going to be really impressive right now.
30 laps to go.
That many laps to go, so they feel like they can push, and then for those final 5 to 10 laps when the tires give up, they're going to try and fight as hard as they can and pitch the drivers down, trying to pass them, trying to jump and go all the way up there.
Crawford trying to find his way forward in 4th place. John Forbes, Ali Fonseca, your front 2. Zach Hall, what's another historic miracle run if here tonight, has been settling in the middle of the field and now is placing himself in a position to maybe
I got just as much right as the leaders.
Tires similar to John Forbes that runs for the lead, but Ali Fonseca in the 24, he's trying to march for the front row, and that confidence, I talked to him at the start of the practice, asked how he was feeling about a win. The confidence wasn't there, but he's showing the skill out on track. The 24 makes contact though into the 11, forcing Forbes into the wall. Gifting second down to Nick Crawford. They're going to be almost 3 wide, gets solidified in line, and Crawford now, with the small mistake, he'll now dive to the inside lane.
It all worked out for the 74 right there. He's got the tires.
4 outside.
He's got the track position. I mean, he's got the clean air pretty much. He's right alongside. As you see, these drivers are just battling.
4 right rear.
Behind him. The 74.
Somebody
the 11
is wrecking.
Get back to the outside
really
corner. Not able to do it. They're going to make contact.
No,
it's your boy Ed.
Oh, settling it.
No yellow.
Once again, one driver though does get bounced.
Checking up.
It's going to be Edward Shore Jr. after contact with himself in the 04, or the 06, excuse me, of Tom Bourne. We stay green as the 71 goes through the grass, but up front.
I hear you, Derek.
Crawford, the next driver.
I've been there before.
That has 4 fresh tires underneath them. Going to be Vincent Sora. He moves back in 9th place. Now moves up to 8.
Oh, they are telling
They're 3 wide for 2 rows in front of you.
Inside, protecting his tires, and he's waiting for the swing on when those tires, that he's going to have the advantage over everyone else in the field.
Was that driver deep in that previous run?
4 still outside.
That's why so many people get penalties.
Really quick. It was like a matter of 10 laps, I felt like, before.
I don't ever hardly have Chad on.
14th position we were talking about when he was racing with Zach Collins, drove all the way up to second and was passing Nick Crawford. The problem is there.
4 still there.
Talking 25 laps to go almost here. I mean, he's still got to pass a bunch of cars. He does have the tires, like you said, though, so it could help.
Do you see that red car behind, though? Behind Bronson Stafford? That's Larry England. He's been
4-door.
He's been outside.
He's in the 2nd groove.
All race long, and oh, what a drift by
Hold your line.
And what a save by the 9. He keeps it underneath them after a little bit of a mishap going into the corner of turn 1. But we're seeing drivers are trying to hold steady underneath them. More blinking from Tom Bourne, but I am shocked.
4 still right front. Clear up.
In the fight for a chance of a top 15 run.
Maybe the nighttime is the right time for the 67. Maybe he's got it figured out here. Bent wide the first 100-some laps, but now this last quarter of the race, trying to start.
Oh, it was pushing. There's 2 cars in the infield.
Top 10, that would be.
One's coming back up. One,
outside the top 15, much if at all.
They both came back up. They were under control.
Yep. No caution. Keep it going.
Lucifer and Bronson Stafford is out of the grass. We stay green once again as the 56 can't get out of the grass for himself. Bronson Stafford slow on the apron.
Inside.
Mistake costly for both.
Left rear.
Wolfsfer on those older tires, it just does not hold for himself. We move back up.
You should have to launch off.
For 10th position. Douglas.
There you go, clear.
Some contact with the 16 on the middle of the corner as they go into the middle, excuse me. But the 7 is on the chart, being followed by Larry Yingling. The top 10 get a little bit more mixy before the lead.
You took another spot. You passed Tellier.
Not done with their battle either.
They are not. The track is pulling down. The speeds are picking up. Vincent
clear up
to 5th position. He's the other driver in 4 tires that we are expecting.
4 now right rear.
Keep an eye on that.
Back clear up.
Crawford pulling away. Up front, not necessarily though. John Forbes is right there.
Go low. Go low.
there's this racing going on. The 2 tires, are they
Caution's out.
better than the 4 tires right now? Maybe the way it changed the handling, maybe it loosened the car up a little bit. These drivers.
Now I miss Lucky Dog again.
Janata strikes into an involvement wreck for the 16. That was around the chaos.
Lucky Dog candidate.
Balancing around that 10th place position.
No, shouldn't have.
Finally,
Yeah.
something.
Maybe they only do it on contact, and that was off track.
4-wide racing action. Another driver becomes a
I get a lap back.
as the 16 machine.
Yeah, because you actually got a 1X out of that.
Caution, and somehow no one makes contact. But here's
15 laps down.
recent yellow.
And nobody
in the middle, gonna
a lap down in front of us, so we can get another one here.
67. That kind of changes his momentum up coming out of the corner.
How many laps?
Right.
Did
Let
we
me take a
did
look
we
at
take
your
tires
splitter.
here?
67 again.
And there you go.
I say we take tires here.
Somehow, Tom Centric finds space with right there, Ben Keeney.
Some people's gonna
Might
stay
well.
out.
Dashes way to
Not
the
Yeah,
gonna
some
lose
people's
any.
gonna.
and did not T-bone.
You think everybody's gonna pit?
16 just trips
I don't know.
up.
Somebody's gonna try.
Stacked 4 wide. It's so hard. One little tap, and right there, there's just nothing to do.
Nobody's gonna try.
Lock the brakes and
Your splitter's fine.
doesn't get hit.
And he did not get hit, so he will continue. He's definitely going to go in and get 4 tires, but that leads me to my next question. You know what it's going to be. Will anyone pit? It looks like there's guys coming in.
The question is, who isn't pitting? As everyone enters pit road, they were under 23 laps on that stint for these tires. A couple of drivers were in the 30s, and so this was a perfect time to enter pit road, and it's going to give us less.
You got me set up because I'm still gonna come in.
Justin, this is the window of you just push and be aggressive.
Yeah.
There is no waiting back for that transition point. It is take off and go.
How many laps
We saw the 11.
left in the race? Is it like
The lead back, and right before the next
20?
maybe the 2 tires were freeing up the car.
20.
Drivers were saying it was tight. So maybe 2 tires will be the way to go, but the question is, can
It'll be 20 when you come across the line again.
done? Having already taken 2, Sam, I mean, now you're putting a lot of pressure on those left side tires.
I'm looking through, and almost everyone's taking 2 tires. First driver to take 4 was Nick Crawford. He's mired all the way back in 10th place. Vincent Sora took 4. He's in 14th. And then 17th on back, everyone takes 4 tires. Majority of the field, it was a 2-tire call for this pit stop.
Yeah, put 2 tires on. I don't think laps are gonna.
Take 2 again? Is that what I'm
No, I'll take that back. Let's do 4.
You knew it worked.
Let's try. Everybody took 2, so let's take 4.
Wanted to keep the
See what the difference is.
like how maybe it was starting to change the way it was driving. It seemed like
You're all set.
was driving really good. It was a little bit deeper into that run, like you said, 20 laps on there, and he felt like the handling was what he wanted.
I think the biggest shock, though, Richard Wolsifer in the 56.
Yeah, they're 96 on the left, so they're still good. That's why they
He'll
didn't
stay
take
out for the second go around. He is on a 32-lap stint. It's been around 22 laps of green flag racing under these tires.
But we'll take them. See what the difference.
If we're gonna have a concern, that might be the driver, because at this point he's gonna be almost a full second
might
slower
as well.
than what everyone else's laps are gonna be on this restart. This could be.
I'm gonna
calamity
predict
if drivers are
that they're
not
actually
safe around one
faster
another.
right off the
Like you
start,
said,
since I got 2 left sides up
Have
the temp.
issues. Wheel spin will become a concern on older tires like that. Yes, they are hot and warmed up, but they are locking the rubber on the tire to get the car going. The question will be, will drivers jump to his outside and put him 3 wide? Sometimes being on old tires stuck in the middle, that's the hardest thing. You have momentum, it gets hurt, the momentum not being able to come up to the wall, and then you got to also turn it and keep off the car on the outside of you, and that's when you get someone underneath you who runs into you, and then before you know it, it could be a big incident. So it'll be scary on the restart for him on those old tires, but talented driver, I'm sure he knows what he's got to do.
He certainly does. Also want to say thank
Ron Kelly only fell back to 7th.
The chaos that kind of happened in our chat. I think that we got it cleaned up. So if you like to chat, comment once again. The ability should be there. So we were going to have to take a look at the after broadcast on what possibly was the reason for that. But
Wolsifer, Forbes, New Bigging,
20 laps.
Cody Reed, and Tom Bourne.
Richard Wolsifer is going to be on about 34 lap old
Back and
tires
forth
than
with
everyone else
Zach
on
Hall,
track.
Shane Tyrion, Ryan Kelly,
Second place.
Gavin Rogers, and Nick Crawford are the top 10.
Took 2 tires for themselves. Then you have Nick Crawford that took 4 tires. Then from 11th,
Ken made it up to 13th.
Chris Stitz, Jurjua, they took 2 tires. Vincent Soren, 13th, took 4. And then you also have Ken Campbell, Matt Rodriguez, and Christopher Norris. They took 2 tires.
He's up 14 spots.
Took 4.
Biggest mover actually is the leader, though. He's up 30.
Pit stop. Justin, any thoughts?
Also,
this could be the final
up to
restart.
Ken, somewhere around Ken took 2 tires. Everybody behind Ken took 4.
Well, 19 laps.
Somebody spun out on a caution.
We saw 2 tires work, but the problem is now there are people that did 2 tires.
Listen.
Looks like
We all talked about it, okay?
Shane Therian
took
took 2, so did Chris Stitz
Will be
and Drew Jua.
cautions.
Then you have Chris Norris and Matt Rodriguez. All
Cautions.
right, you ready?
He might need this race to stay green.
Go, go, go.
We're gonna find out really soon. Pace car is gonna be pulling off. They're going to be hitting that line, and they're going to be up in 5th gear flying around this track really soon.
Here we go. It's green flag racing for the incredible ISRC 150 at Chicagoland. Less than 20 laps to go.
They're already 3 wide, a couple of rows deep, but up ahead of you.
Fuller tires. He's got the track position, but does he have the tires to hold on? It looks to be the battle between John Forbes, also Douglas Newbigging. Who's going to have a better run? Newbiggins doesn't get the speed he was hoping for. He'll stay in line with the 11 as they enter turn number 3.
They gonna wreck.
Reed has been quick on the
They are Ed. I think that's Ed, ain't it?
Tom Born stalls out.
He's already hot.
With Richard Wilson.
He's gonna be even hotter after that.
Yeah.
Forbes, Douglas Newbigging as they try to set up for a pass, but Richard Wolsifer, where does he go? They're 3 wide, almost 4 wide behind.
There would have to be a big one right here and a whole bunch of cars drop out in order for you to make up any more spots.
They're squeezing, they're piling, but somehow
it might happen.
And we stay green.
Might happen.
56 is stuck in the middle, heading backwards.
He is dropping like a rock. Those tires are not agreeing with this track right now. I mean, you almost have to just feel bad right now because the tires are so old. He tried to gamble. Unfortunately, he's driving his butt off right now, making sure he's not getting on anyone. He's doing a great job, Sam, on those old tires. I mean, that's really impressive for him. I couldn't even begin to think being on 30-lap old tires with these guys on fresh ones.
It certainly is looking like a frustrating moment for themselves. Up front, it is still John Forbes leading this race. Cody Reed was able to get by Douglas Newbigging, working the outside groove and trying to hold back the 7. Also, Tom Bourne getting into the mix. Justin, your pick is still in the fight, even with all the connection errors. We can see the field fanning out. 16 laps to go. Gonna make it now 50.
I think they used too much on the first 5 laps.
On, it's go time. I don't know if anyone can really protect their
outside.
Also, see the field 2x2, 3 wide, 15th on the back.
Right rear.
4 are on top of one another. It's going to be a dogfight on who's going to win here tonight. Because with Douglas Newbigging suspended for 2 races, a win could lock him into the playoffs. Even
one sideways. He's still recovering. He's still recovering.
Yeah,
look at that recovery.
He's been a driver that always, it feels like it's a critical moment.
Good recovery by him, absolutely.
Late. It's been most of the time at Talladega. Could tonight be at a 1.5 course here in Chicago?
That's how you get it loose.
11, a little bit of push down the straightaway, trying to get
got to drift it.
Speed to 7 gets into the wall. That's going to hurt his momentum. Is the 06 of Tom Bourne going to be able to carry that momentum? As I say that, the 7 just kind of drives off the wall after it hit, and it turns right under the Cody Reed machine. He's going to try and take 2nd place away. The 06 is going to choose to go way up to high, see if he can get around the 25. Then he's going to cut it low, see what he can do. I mean, there's racing everywhere to 25. You can see the sparks coming out of the corners. These drivers are driving fast. They're bottoming out right now. The speeds have picked up so much with the nighttime temperatures. We got 13 laps to go. They're flying by. Are those drivers on 4 tires going to be able to do it? Tom Bourne blinked out there for a second. Is he going to get back in time?
Yeah, Tom Bourne's back. It's been Tom Bourne, Cody Reed. They've been the 2 that have been blinking up front to see if they continue to keep their pace. The driver with 4 tires, he just marched in position right behind the 75 that we right on board with. Gavin Rogers. It's Nick Crawford in 8th place. He's watching the battling going on. Zach Hall's working on that outside groove, but Gavin Rogers, he finally places himself in a position where we really haven't talked about him a lot here tonight. But Rogers has been keeping his nose out of trouble. But he's got a lot of work here. Up to 11 laps to go before this race is over. He's got to make it pass almost every other lap if he wants a chance to win here tonight.
98 low.
Dude, that's the hard part. Right now, these drivers are running all over the track. There's just nowhere for them to
clear inside.
A little bit better tires. It's just not working out right now.
98 threw it back in.
He's up to 2nd.
Left rear.
Because I just knew he was at Dover.
Left front.
He was just really, really good and aggressive on the restarts. Just jumping around, passing 5-10 cars beside
left rear and clear.
This race has worked out with the cautions at the end. He's getting the tires and he's utilizing those tires to his ability. And it's not going to matter with 10 laps to go. These tires, we're not going to go through that transition anymore. These drivers have what they have. They can push. They're not going to burn them up in 10 laps, I don't think.
10 laps to go, and our top 9 all within a second of one another. Actually, it's technically our top 10 are
Wow, did I throw it in too hard?
willing to make a big move. Gavin Rogers throwing it down, trying to make a slide job move onto Zach Hall. He'll try to slice in front of the 32.
9 to go.
To do so, they'll have to stay down low, wait for an opening to make me go for a pass, but the bump trapping on the outside lane allows Douglas Newbegin to keep that positioning for themselves as the drivers up front.
Keep it up high.
It's John Forbes, Tom Bourne to be your front.
4 recovered.
Cody Reed third, and Gavin Rogers, Douglas Newbegin, Zach Hall to be
Clear low.
of your top 6. And falling and waiting for a chance to fight forward, it's Nick Crawford, Drew Jua, and Vincent Sora. The 4 tires have entered the fray. That pass by Nick Crawford up to 6. He needs to make a pass on almost every lap if he wants to win.
I figured since he got
Same for Vincent.
bumped out of there, I'll help him push him.
If we're going to utilize these 4 fresh tires underneath you, you have to go now.
I get it.
Tom Forbes and Tom Bourne trying to figure out how do you want to set up.
Wasn't nothing like that Ken Campbell moment, though.
Just settle for a second place position.
He needs to figure that out because these guys on.
No, that was a little bit worse.
I mean, Nick Crawford got 2 cars on that previous lap. Like you said, Sam, he's going to pretty much get a car a lap here, but he got 2 that time. Did not get anyone in the previous lap. Going by now, but you'll be able to get someone here. That's going to be the big thing. He's got 4 tires. He's able to drive top, bottom, middle. He can go wherever he needs to go. The problem is the drivers, they kind of fan out in front of him, so it kind of stalls him out a little bit there. But he was able to get 2 that one time. So if he can do it again, he can move into the side, inside the top 5, and he's going to have a chance at this. It's just going to be will to run out of time.
Tom.
Stay low, stay low, stay low. Okay, there you go. Okay.
One top 5, only one top 10. He's had races where he wrecked out before even finishing a race, but hold on, let's reset. We got a wreck further on back as trouble strikes for Ken Campbell in the 15.
Oh, that was Ken.
Ken Campbell, right at the end, 6 laps to go. Not good for him.
Yeah.
But you said we're going to have ourselves a restart. These 2 drivers are going to be side by side. 11 in the 06 going to be aggressive. Can't wait to see it. We're going to be about 3 laps to go on this.
Should be lucky dog again.
It's going to be close.
Unless there's no lucky dog inside 10 to go.
But also, it kind of matters on how fast they
there you go.
This car. We might go into overtime at the time.
14 laps down. Moving on up.
Campbell. It's going to be the pressure here. Ollie Fonseca pushes up in the 13 of Cedric Hunter. And Ken Campbell, an innocent victim, caught up late.
We talked about it about a half hour ago. Ken Campbell just seems to get caught up in those accidents at the end. You have to feel for him. Had a good night calling. He was quiet, calm. Unfortunately, just
it's going to be green, white checker.
Nah, we ain't making up those spots.
Realized they were pretty wide.
Thank you for sticking around, Derek. Have a good one.
No, not at all.
That was not. There was no space for that type of a move.
Oh yeah, we got 2 or 3 spots there, I think. So
for the field,
we got something.
we are 16 laps under these tires. And contact between those 3 machines.
We've got tires left.
Will now.
Oh, some of them leaders, I
in
think.
a questionable spot.
Stayed
Do
out,
you pit or do you stay out? Is going to be the question here tonight. Majority of the front runners deciding to stay out. The first to pit.
The tires ain't gonna help them.
Who was forced to pit road. Everyone else decides to stick with track position.
See you, Derek.
Tires. Justin, gutsy call by the field. Again, we are so close to this being inside the regulation green-white checkered. This will be just a 2-lap shootout whenever we go green again.
Yeah, as much as some of these drivers probably want the 4 fresh tires, just with 2 laps to go, by the time the tires get heat in them, they'll be so cold they might not even have the advantage of someone who has 10 or 12 laps on there, just heated up at the optimal temperature. I mean, we're seeing right now John Forbes double stinting the left side tires, only changing rights on the previous 2 stops. The track has cooled off so much, the sun's gone. I think these drivers now are realizing that, yes, tires are important, but they want that track position. They want to be up front. They'd rather have the 2 tires than go in and get anything else done to the car.
I mean, right now, looking at this field, Justin, we got John Forbes. He's a driver that we've seen in other leagues that we cover here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Be a past champion on the ISRC Truck Series. Again, that starts back up this upcoming Monday. Tom Bourne, he's looking for a win in this series. He's never had a win. He's found a lot of bad luck. He's had some very close finishes at the end, but this could be a season-changing moment for himself. He enters 26th in point If he wins and is inside the top 25 in points, this could push him into our top 16, fighting for a playoff position. And then you've got Cody Reed, who's 18th in points. He only has one top 10 this season. We have a lot of drivers, and also Douglas Newbigging, who just fell out of our top 16 because of his 2-race suspension. We've got 3 hungry drivers behind John Forbes. It looks pretty solidified when you look at point standings entering tonight. And then you've got Gavin Rogers, a 2-time winner, Nick Crawford, who's found himself in victory lane in the past, Zach Hall, who's won before, Drew Jua, who's had probably the biggest roller coaster of our top runners here tonight in the top 10, and in the 10th position, the 01 of Matthew Rodriguez, having his best run ever this season for the rookie. This is going to be a fun restart, but I know there's going to be a lot of upset drivers if this doesn't go their way.
Yeah, we have to definitely give the shout out to the 01 running in 10th position, Matt Rodriguez. He is just doing great, like you said, being a rookie. Seems to be getting.
He's got right front damage pretty bad.
Important, but I gotta tell you, up front,
he ain't gonna be running.
These drivers
running well.
They are hungry. Those front.
Is that 15?
Want to win.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get to restart here till next time by, so we're gonna have another lap to discuss all these outcomes. But like you said,
it ain't no use for me to get to do anything here.
5th, 6th, 7th
I just gotta follow him around.
There.
Actually, I could pull off now, couldn't I? But I guess I'll just camera cart.
Saved by the caution, didn't go a lap down. Had her start out back. Kind of got a little bit of damage there. We saw him on pit road repairing it. But then, utilizing the strategy to get back to the front. Can he salvage the top 10 tonight after having the penalty on pit road?
The storylines are mounting up, and guess what? We are officially in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be our first attempt of 3 if needed.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage, but it's not that bad. Just a little bit of a
caution,
little bit of a crease in the right front hood.
Attempt number 2, but if we get the white flag,
All I'm hearing is we're going to the front.
Flag, this race becomes official. There will be no caution. It'll end this race, and it will be
That's right.
Crosses the start-finish line first. But again, if we get that yellow flag, sends us into second attempt, really could shake things up. The field is set. We got ourselves a total of 34 drivers on the lead lap, but our top 10, plenty of different storylines. Plenty would love a win if they could grab it. And our top 4, probably the biggest storylines of them all. That could be a season-changing win. As the pace car pulls up, our first attempt at overtime here tonight is underway for the incredible ISRC 150
Outside
here at Chicagoland. John Forbes gets the launch that he needed. Cody Reed,
I see what you did there.
Ahead of Tom Bourne. Now it's going to be your top 3 in line. Can Cody Reed find space to get by the 11 of John Forbes? And can we stay green to the end of this race?
Well, we're halfway through the back straightaway. They need to make it through these turns. But the problem is going to be for the 11 at 25. He got a nice run down the corner. He's going to shoot it to the outside line.
White flag.
Big run coming here out of the corner for this final lap. But no, the 11 still gaps him. The 11's got to feel really good coming to the white flag.
White flag is in hand for your freaky fast white flag. This race is official. No more restarts. Cody Reed, if he's going to catch the 11, he needs a masterful run off the exit of turn 2. John Forbes, though, he's got the spacing. He looks clear. The battling for third place is Tom Bourne, as well as Gavin Rogers.
They reckon coming to the line.
Forbes stays low, looks confident, looks in his mirror. That 25 is small and not closing. They're wrecking back for 5th.
Nice.
But Forbes takes the glory. He'll win for the incredible ISRC 150 here tonight.
Gavin Rogers going to go and get
What a race.
position from Tom Bourne right at the end.
All right,
Cody Reed
P35.
What
Could have been worse.
finish. Drew Jewett coming back in the 5th.
Well, thank you for spotting for me on a 15-lap down race.
Most frustrated on that restart, dropping back to 7th position, losing those valuable points that he needed.
And a crazy run all around by the field. What a surge, but it's John Forbes grabbing the win for himself here tonight for the 11 machine. I know he's been searching
All right, Brian.
for that.
I will catch up with you on Monday if you run. If not, I'll catch you next Tuesday.
Career win.
Oh yeah, Monday. Yeah. I'll try to be there. See you then. Take it easy.
Yep, have a good night.
Congratulations to John Forbes, Cody Reed, and Gavin Rogers, your top 3. When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 and a spotlight driver.
Later, y'all.
In just a few moments.